Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. As my lessons continue to work through the ABRSM Grade 6 Music Theory Workbook, we now turn attention to Question 4, Exercise 2. And in this question, we are required to perform a harmonic analysis on a short piano etude. In this exercise, we are required to analyse small parts of the harmonic structure of this piano extract. We are asked to realise a trill and other musical embellishments into full notation. We are asked to rewrite a small extract in tenor clef, which could be played by the cello. And then we are asked to suggest a composer who would be appropriate for this piano piece and suggest a period that would be appropriate for this style of composition, looking at all of the clues that the music has to offer us. The full lesson can be found on my Patreon channel. If you visit patreon.com/Sharon Bill, you'll find the full lesson there, and you can find links to this lesson in the cards and in the description box below. After this short video, you'll see sample examples of this lesson to show you just how I work through every single step of each part of the exercise, just as if I were sitting right next to you. Everything you need to fully understand the information required for this question can be found in my Harmony and Composition textbook. This is available from Amazon, and you can find the links to that in the cards and in the description box below. And also, everything that you need can easily be found on my website. If you visit www.sharonbill.com, you'll find everything you need right there. Enjoy your studies. Bye. Now, it's very kind of them to tell us the key that we're looking for. And so we know that a dominant seventh, so the dominant chord is chord 5. So if F sharp is note 1, the tonic, F, G, A, B, C sharp is the dominant. So if we build our triad from that, C, E, G. Now, of course, our key signature is C sharps and G sharps. We can see we've got a key signature of 4 sharps here. However, if we're in F sharp minor, the E sharp is the raised 7th, so that will be an accidental. And then we need the dominant 7th, so 1st, 3rd, 5th, and the 7th is a B. Now that's chord 5, 7, and we need it in first inversion, so we need 5, 7, B. So we're looking for an E sharp in the bass, and suddenly that makes our job a whole lot easier, because we can just scour for an E sharp, and then that will make it finding the chord much easier. So here we have an E in the bass, but it's only an E natural, so that won't do. So we have an E sharp here, but the rest of the chord isn't right, and it's just a little chromatic lead into this trill. However, bar 4 is looking more promising. So we have an E sharp, G and a B, but we don't have the C sharp part of the chord until this last part. So we have C sharp, E sharp, G sharp, and the B is this final semiquaver. So here we can sort of quickly spot it by the E sharp, and then we can find all the other details soon afterwards. So there is our chord point A. There's our dominant 7th in first inversion in F sharp minor. G sharp, of course, but your key signature deals with that. And now we've got to think about this trill. Now we've got a little lead in, and we've been given these notes here, but we're going to have to just sort of divide the maths to fill a crotchet beat. Now a trill usually begins on the written note itself. In earlier music, sort of up to Haydn and Mozart, it's usually intended that the trill begins on the upper note, so it would begin on the G sharp. In more modern music, it can begin on the note itself. However, this isn't an absolute rule. And in actual fact, if we did E sharp, F sharp, and then repeated that F sharp, it would be quite jerky, wouldn't it, and abrupt. So we're going to have to, I think it's going to be more musical and certainly not inappropriate to then begin the trill. And so we've got to divide this. So these have got to stay. So it will be E sharp, F sharp. So the E sharp is the only accidental we need to worry about. Then the next note up. So we've actually started the trill. Da, 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 da. Now we can continue with the trill, alternating notes. Da, 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 da. Now, very often there would be a turn at the end, but I don't think it would fit. There's not room for that to fit. It might be a little bit more appropriate in a classical piece, perhaps. In this context, it wouldn't necessarily work. I don't think there's room, and it would be too fussy. And so we're just going to, that maths just works out nicely. Just as straight as a guess, it's an etude. So immediately drawn to Chopin. He just wrote so many for piano, and he is he's the first that springs to mind. But let's just think about this. So Haydn would be classical, Chopin would be romantic, sort of 19th century. Debussy is kind of late 19th century to early 20th century. It's that sort of impressionistic style. And then Schoenberg is 20th century, late 20th century, atonal. Okay, so although we've seen lots of chromaticisms with double sharps and so on, it's certainly not atonal. We're definitely in the sense of C sharp minor, F sharp minor. We've got very obvious chord choices. So everything that we've done so far, answering all of these questions, tells us that it's not that.